Don't ask me if they're good for eating or not. I have no clue. You never know what you find when you're in the outdoors. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm in the woods again today. Today's June 9th, and I'm on top of my monthly chores for June. Today's mission is to scout new areas to hunt for later this fall, but more so to find the perfect area to set up a new tree stand. That's right, we'll be set up a new tree stand in this area, and today I'll be scouting for food sources, water sources, bedding areas, game trails, things of that sort, to find out where all these super important things that the deer like, and then hopefully position myself off them to hopefully improve my chances of successfully harvesting a deer. Later on today, we're going to be switching out batteries on the trail cameras too, maybe repositioning a few of them to find out what's in the area, see what's moving on for the summer, and probably do a little bit of prep for black bear season that I'll go ahead and jump in late August. Might swing down by the river later on, have a bit of an afternoon lunch, nothing fancy. But if you're interested to find out more about the things that I consider when I'm looking for a new region to hunt, or some things that I consider when setting up a tree stand, stay tuned. We'll have a lot more stuff coming. Check out these mushrooms in this area. There's quite a few of them. I haven't seen them like this too often. Check out this sweet find. Here's a small little water source, a little stream that's connecting to a river system downgrade. We got really good flow, to be honest, and that's really critical for us as we get ready for the fall season. By understanding that the river has a good flow rate, that means as the weather changes, temperatures drop, things get colder, water starts to freeze, this stream is going to be a little bit more resistant to actually freezing over, and it's still going to be pulling in the animals as we get into the colder season. So as the other water sources lock up, hopefully this one will go ahead and stay open and continue to move. In this area we got a lot of hardwoods, so food source is not super hard to find, but knowing that this little river system is pretty scarce for this area, I'm gonna still set up in relation to it. I'm still gonna aim to use that stand as an afternoon food source stand, but depending on what the wind patterns do for that day, I may consider using it for a morning stand or possibly an all-day stand. All depends on where I'm able to set up and what the natural features of the area are. But this is a great find. We're going to keep moving right now, and I'm going to keep my eyes open for different game trails and sign. If you see anything, we'll show you. Still working on finding that tree. We've put in about 8 kilometers so far today, hiking, zigzagging, bushwhacking, you name it. Still having fun. Bugs have come up a little bit. As we got more into the thick forest, the wind doesn't protect me. So, but I think we're getting closer to finding a good tree. Still got a good water source nearby. Woods are terribly thick right now, as you can imagine, being in the month of June. A lot of leaves are still up. They all are up. But a lot of food source for us to go ahead and plan with going into the fall season. But the challenge with some of the thick cover is just locating a really solid game trail travel corridor, the routes that the animals are going to be using to go to the feed, but then also the water sources. So, but if we end up finding one today, perfect. If not, we still got 2 or 3 months to iron that out. But realistically, we're probably going to get that done this month. So let's keep going. This afternoon, we decided to switch our focus to the tree cameras. We got a weather system that's blowing in. I expect rain in the probably next 90 minutes. So the main priority right now is just to get the big jobs done. Of course, I wanted to find a tree for the tree stand, but I have a lot of time to get that done. We're only in the month of June, so it's definitely still a lot of time to get it done. Okay, so today was overall a very good day. We were able to find 2 potential areas to set up a tree stand. I'm not 100% convinced I want to use them just yet, but that just encourages me to continue scouting and checking out new regions. So one of the areas has a water source that you already saw, and both of them are ideal for feeding areas in the afternoon. But I want to see if I could find a little bit more natural features that I could possibly work with, such as pinch points, maybe a little bit more contours, things of that sort. I'm not 100% sold on these 2 areas, and we still have a lot of time being in June right now. This afternoon I had to shift focus to the trail cameras. We have a weather system that's blowing in right now, and it's just started to drizzle, so that's why I'm doing this from the truck right now. The trail camera that I'm using is from Tactacam. I'm running the Gen 2 model. I've had a little bit of an issue with it lately, and it's not an issue with the camera, but it's more so where I'm set up. I don't have the best cellular reception, and the camera's working a little bit extra hard to send me photos and videos. So it's draining my battery faster than it typically would, but then at the same time, I'm not getting all the check-ins that I typically would based on not having the best cell service. So I've reached out to Tactacam. We're trying to work on a solution. Whether we're going to switch out this camera or not, that's to be determined, but we may throw up a extended antenna into the tree with a solar panel just to improve the power efficiency, but then also to see if we can improve our cellular reception. I'm also considering maybe picking up another model for that other tree stand too, and that's the SK model. It comes with 2 fixed antennas and a solar panel already attached and a lithium battery pack, so it's pretty much like a set it and forget it type of setup, and I'm eager to see what it turns out to be. The cool part about some of these cameras are they send you not only high resolution pictures and videos, but they can also send you a lot of the data too. So every picture that I get, I'm able to understand what the weather conditions, what the atmospheric conditions are, and then basically find out what animals are coming by at what time and basically pattern them. So if I can improve the efficiency of my hunting, I'm gonna obviously have a better time, and I save time as well. If I could understand that one area may be more ideal for morning hunting versus in an afternoon set, then I'm going to take advantage of that for sure. Some people, they just tend to sit on their tree stands or their favorite spots without really appreciating that animals, in some cases, pattern them more than the person actually patterns the animal. And they end up wasting a lot of time and not having successful hunts. So that's the reason I do all this extra leg work at the start of the season, and improve my odds of hopefully harvesting an animal. Today, can't really complain. It was really good weather conditions. We had, like I said, 22, 23 degrees Celsius. We had about 35-kilometer wind, and hiked probably just over 6.5, 7 miles by the end of the day. Zigzagging, bushwhacking. Definitely got a few bug bites, but nothing that's gonna kill me. Just happy to be outdoors again. And with that said, I'm gonna be doing a lot more camping now. I've teamed up with Napier truck tent company. They're based out of St. Catharines, Ontario, and they have some really neat products. So I think that's going to be the best option for me as I rehabilitate my health right now, overcoming cancer, and while still being able to get outdoors, have accessibility to a vehicle, and make my way to emergency departments if I need to later on, and so be it. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Obviously I'm going to be planning everything accordingly and being safe and smart, but I think by using the truck tent this year instead of going possibly backpacking or into a remote site with a tent, I think that's probably the better option right now. You'll definitely be seeing more details about that truck tent later on this summer. I'm going to give you a full review of it, a breakdown of what my personal thoughts are about it. So at the same time, with camping comes a lot more opportunity to do some outdoor fire cooking as well, and that's something I'm definitely interested in, just continuing to practice and develop my skills. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that type of stuff. So, but hey, I'm in the outdoors, I'm happy, it's a great day. Health is returning for sure, and being outdoors just keeps me peaceful. Okay, so we're back in the woods today. It's the second week of June, and the conditions are awesome. Daytime high is supposed to be 22, 23 degrees Celsius, maybe a 10-15 kilometer wind, so we'll definitely have the drone up today. It's been about 3-4 days since I've been out here, and we've got some rain in the meantime, so everything's got a really good soak. Birds are definitely chirping this morning. There's a lot of activity. I'm seeing a lot of bear sign today. And we're still on the hunt for that elusive tree stand spot, so with any luck we'll find something. So hopefully with the drone and my hiking around we'll find a good spot. So I'm getting closer to finding a spot to set up the tree stand. But sometimes when you're exploring, you stumble upon a few hidden gems. And I think that's what I found here. I won't be setting a tree stand up in this spot, but one of the perks of having a drone and sending up in the sky when you're looking for new areas to hunt is that you could find out hidden contours, things of that sort, features of the land that'll go ahead and really maximize your hunting. And that's just what I've been able to do. I've sent this drone up. I have a good understanding of the layout of the land, and I've been able to find 2 rock ridges that aren't marked on the local contour maps. So I'm standing in front of one rock ridge right now, and there's another behind the camera about 35-40 yards away. And I'm standing in the middle of a natural funnel. Behind me also there's quite a bit of food. So we have massive acorn plot, a lot of oak trees, a lot of alders as well. Great food for deer and moose. And then on the other side of the funnel, we got a water source about 600-800 meters away with some bedding areas mixed in between as well. So I'm able to get into this area pretty quiet, but since I got 2 ridges on either side of me, that pretty much takes out the need to set up a tree stand in this area. So I'm going to mark a pin here. I'll keep this in my back pocket and see how I can go ahead and utilize the wind in the area to find out what ridge I should set up on, and then see what I can find. So I'm seeing a lot of sign in this area. I see a lot of moose tracks. I've seen some deer poo as well. So this is all good stuff. But I'm not going to complain. I'm going to keep on looking for that tree stand spot. We'll just see what we can find. You never know what you find when you're in the outdoors. Check this out. That's a den. That could have been possibly used by a small bear, possibly a wolf or a coyote in the area. It's been hollowed out, so something's definitely been in there and was a decent size, but it's only maybe 18, 20 inches across, maybe 14 inches tall. So this could have been possibly an area for, let's say, a smaller bear to maybe hibernate. I doubt it, but possibly maybe a coyote or maybe a wolf to hollow out and maybe have some of its pups. So I find this stuff super fascinating, super interesting, because these things happen off of instincts of the animals. They go based off the weather patterns, the seasons, and yeah, it's just super, super fascinating. Okay, we got some good news. We were able to find a tree for the tree stand, but it's not in the spot that I originally thought I was gonna be hunting. I decided not to set up at that funnel system because to me it just makes more sense to take advantage of those two high points on either side. If I could hunt on top of those ridges and not have to set up my stand there, then that gives me another option to set up the tree stand in maybe even a better location. So, and I think that's what I found. With the tree stand, I'm going to be setting up in an area that's probably going to be a early morning to mid-morning sitting area. I'm not too far from that funnel system, so I can still sneak my way over there for a mid-afternoon to late evening sit near the food source. So the tree stand will be positioned near a water source and nearby some bedding area, maybe 200-300 meters away. My access point is super easy. It's quiet. I can sneak in there without letting anything know I'm in there. And I still don't jeopardize that bouncing or scaring anything out of the bedding area as well. So the plan is to get into the tree stand before the animals really start moving to and from the water source. And if all goes well, we'll get some tree cameras set up shortly. We'll get the stand up probably the next week, and we'll start patterning these animals as we get closer to the fall season. I'm going to make my way back to the truck right now. Probably have a bite to eat. I think I have a bagged lunch with me, or a bagged meal. It's a breakfast skillet if I'm not mistaken, but it's about 2 in the afternoon, a little bit late to be busting that out, but I guess it's a good thing. I'm a breakfast all day kind of guy. Okay, so I'm just getting settled down for lunch. We put about 7 kilometers on our boots today so far. A little late to getting something in for food, but better than nothing. Today I'm going to be making a breakfast skillet by PIXI refuel, eggs, sausage, potatoes, and peppers. Just a boil bag. Pretty easy setup. For me, I wasn't going to go fancy today. I knew I wanted to get a lot of steps in, and I didn't want to carry too much gear with me. I had the drone on my back. To me, it just makes more sense to pack super light for some things. Don't want to forget about that. That's a handy little measuring cup if you needed one while cooking. Got our isobutane on. And we're going. Every time you have a bag meal, make sure to pull that out. Smells decent. A lot of stuff inside. Whenever you're traveling or you're outdoors, bring a first aid kit. Shouldn't have to remind you guys, but handy. Okay, there we are. We got water boiling. So I'm just gonna kill that. Pop the lid off. And pour. Says to, how many minutes I gotta let it sit for? Set for 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit and then we'll get back to you. While I'm waiting for that bagged meal, I thought about maybe toasting this pretzel bread. I haven't done that before on a jet boil flash, but I think I might give it a shot. I'm just gonna move this down over there, set up our flash again. Instead of busting out a knife at the bottom of my pack, I'm just gonna use a simple saw that I use for trees. give this a shot. I think it'll be all right. Look at this. Gordon Ramsay of the wilderness. I'm so far from like elegant cuisine. But we'll see what turns out. Don't have the best setup here. Kind of hard to toast the ends. Typically when I'm cooking, especially with fire, I want to be cooking over an open flame. I would use, let's say, super hot coals, let the fire burn down. You want those white hot coals to cook with. Obviously this is the ideal scenario, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? It turned out better than I expected. So 20 minutes has gone by since we mix this up with water. Smells good. Definitely looks a little funky, but hey, that's what we got. Surprisingly not bad. Tastes all right. A lot of potatoes, a lot of peppers. Got some sausage and egg in there too. That'll do, especially when you're in a pinch. These things can be a little pricey for sure, so I usually got one in the back of my truck anytime I'm traveling. Pretzel bread turned out awesome. Overall, really good day. We were able to get that tree stand up, find a bear den, go outside. This whole journey rebounding after cancer has been a slow start. It's been 5 weeks since I've just finished off chemo. Maybe past 2 weeks I've started to really feel like myself again. Energy's coming back. Hair is coming back. Even my color. Still sensitive to the sun though, so forgot my Tilley hat on the counter today, but luckily we were able to be in the shade for the most part under the tree canopy. So, the wind was nice. It's picked up a little bit. The bugs weren't bad at all, so really good day. But I think that's gonna wrap up today. So overall, 10 out of 10. Found some really neat things. I can't complain. I'm happy just to be outdoors and having a blast. So if this is stuff you don't mind, you like, you enjoy, you find it interesting, feel free to go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to go ahead and share it with any of your friends and family too. If you want to check me out on Instagram, my handle's just @CalvinCrispo. If you have any comments, questions, listen down below, or you can send me a direct message. Until next time, we'll catch you later.